Hey guys, let's do it again. Take two. Mike was muted. So yeah, good evening to everybody in the West Coast, East Coast. Good morning here in Asia. It's me Ace back with another ramen toy live stream. So I think this is the third one we're doing this year. So we try to do something at least once a month. And as you can hear from my voice, I'm actually sounding funny because I have a stuffed nose. I've been basically under the weather in the past week. So things has been a little bit slow since getting back from the Chinese New Year holidays. So please pardon that. I don't meant to be sick, but when the virus catch you, then pretty much you are done. Anyway, so I was definitely feeling under the weather for the past week, just getting better. So I know there's lots of questions that the community and fan base wants to know, updates since the Chinese New Year was a really long uh, period, right? To most people who don't celebrate the event, it's like what's happening? Why are you guys radio silent for a month? Although we did mention many times on our feeds that we're gonna be away for this period of time, etc., etc. So some people might miss the memo, but we're back. All right, so we're gonna be back, and then the train is gonna start revving up the speed back to our cruising speed. So once I'm fully recovered, hopefully by the end of this week, then we can really start rocking and rolling. With enough of that said, let's just say hello to the people who have graciously joined the live stream this morning, this evening. I'd like to say hello to Jason Grimm, Runis, always welcome to join. Stanley Abhart, is that how you pronounce your name? Atom 12, I think that's right. We got Warmonger, we got Dave's Empire in the house. June Bark is here. Thank you for joining, June. We got Wilto Prime. Thank you so much. We have Pasano 777. We have Nana Madison 1313 013 013. And we've got Wilto again. And we got Ken's Toys in the house as well. Thanks for joining. We have Ridiculous Badger. And let's see, we got lots of people here. Thanks all for joining. Sprue Hunter, Stephen, Lawrence, BG, Gus, yo, back to you, the Titan. Hail to the Iron Age. Thank you so much. David Scott, good to see you on for once. That's great. That's great, sir. George Lindstrom, what's up, everybody? Dave Empire says hi from North Carolina. We got RC in the house as well. Daniel Key, as usual. Thanks for the support. Yes, we're going to be giving some updates as I run along. And this time I'm trying to do my best to make sure I'm caught up with the chat. Aaron Cave wants Dino Riders. Yes, let's go from BG Gus. Ken's Toys, all the ramen toys now come with an ace hit. Today? I'm not sure. Yeah, so yes, so we've gotten through the technical difficulties of the earlier mic being muted. Say hi again to Princeton Phalanx, Jason Evangelista as well. Yeah, so let's just jump right into the updates that I want to give to you guys. So, importantly, like I said before, I went off to the Chinese New Year stream. Wrong. Before I went off to the Chinese New Year break, I had a Chinese New Year stream. And then again, pardon me back then when I was so silly that I was doing demonstrations with the mic away from my mouth. So obviously, you guys can't hear me. All right. So the mic has to be close to where the vocals is. So hopefully next time I can get some overhead mic that just goes this way, and I don't know. Anyway, mic has to be done, and then this time around, I'm cautious that I got to be speaking into the mic. Um, yes, Nick Farinato, thanks for joining again. Sprue Hunter as well. Okay, so guys, let's Vex and Toys. Happy New Year! Yes, we're over with that. So let's get back into making toys. All right. So we are going to. Uh, you ain't gonna six stream, man. Thanks. Well, the show must go on, right? I mean, I was planning to do a stream after the break, and again, I got sick, so I couldn't do it. But today I'm feeling a little bit better. That's why I wasn't on the stream when the Mad Hatter was, launching the Flipboard campaign. So back then I was really, really feeling like no voice and stuff like that. But here I am now, feeling a bit better. Yes, Timothy, feeling a bit better. A hot bowl of ramen could help. Actually, no, actually, a hot bowl of ramen does not help. Okay. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Thanks for so many other uh, comments that's coming in. 137 people in the house. Thank you so much, guys. Hit the like button. That's all we always ask. I'm not sure why, but that's the way we do it. So guys, I'm just gonna like eyes onto the chat, and then as I'm speaking to you, hopefully you don't mind that. Um, I am gonna first announce about the CAC set, right? Because that is something that I left you guys with up, up before the Chinese New Year. So what happened was, as I've explained in that chat, everything was going fine based on what I was doing, the steps that I was taking, putting the canopy onto the body, and it was fitting well. But apparently, when the final production was done, there were some discrepancies with the microns, the how should I say, the tolerance, right? Maybe, right? Again, as some of you might have heard about, um, if I may use Mr. Bobby Vella's name, in some of his streams, he was talking about how different materials injected at different temperatures, etc., would have different, slight differences, and that's exactly what happened with the CAC, I think, right? In hindsight, so there was a little bit of gap. All right, most of you said that it's fine, but after thinking about it more, we think that it has to be better than that. So we have decided to redo the tooling and redo the batch. So good and bad news, right? Bad news is that we can't ship right now because you have seen in my updates on the videos, all the parts were already done. And as I mentioned, we were ready to go right after the Chinese New Year. We come back, we can actually ship everything out. So the bad news is that we're going to be not shipping now. The good news is that the people who are in the second batch that we plan to make the next batch for a July delivery can now get their CAC set together with the first batch, right? So we are redoing everything, but it will not take a long time. It will just take us another couple of weeks. So we are now targeting a new delivery time of end of March. Okay. So I will be providing updates as usual, as and when the corrections are done, as and when we get the test shot out. I'll be fitting it onto the Batmobile and I'll show you guys the differences. And well, I think that's the right way to go. Then there'll be no gap and no issues, and people will be happy. So again, apologies for those who are expecting the CAC set being shipped now. Sincere apologies. We will have to delay and ship it like 2 or 3 weeks later, but definitely by the end of March, we'll be dispatching it. And along the way, I'll be giving you guys the update. So if your friends are not tuning into the stream, please pass the message on to your friends and the community. Share what I've spoken, that the CAC set is going to be retooled, it's going to be redone, and then it's going to eliminate the gap. And then we're going to be shipping both the first batch and the current pre-orders together at the end of March. So that's so much for the CAC set. Um, I will quickly run down the comments to see if there's any response to this announcement. And I'm seeing Joe Fest. Thanks for joining the stream. Yes, I will. I'm so excited to be attending Joe Fest for the first time, and Rightly so, we are preparing items to display at Joe Fest that rightly depicts the atmosphere of the show. 112 maths, military armored vehicles. More about that later. All right. So just gonna scroll down. Um, okay. Um, Thanks, Robert. But the fact of the matter is that we delayed, and every delay deserves an apology. So that is what we are doing. Okay. So, hey, Nick. Thanks for joining the stream. I am feeling better soon, definitely. Taking some medicine. We're actually on to the next CAC set as we speak. So, Suka, you'll be getting your credits soon. So yeah, we are. I mean, it was definitely bugging me, right? The whole issue with. I mean, to me personally, I've done what I thought I was doing that was correct, and many times I checked and it was good, and then when it came out and I did it, it was like, oh, wait a minute. So it was like it's irking me inside as well as why is this happening? So we got to do some it's like under the microscopic check. Initially, you thought that would be easy thing, right? Just make a cover that fits the thing, but apparently there is just a little bit more science to it than meets the eye, and this is what got us this time. So, but anyway, we'll be fixing it. And speaking of that, thanks to Jeff W for the super chat, $10. Thanks so much. Hello Ace, very excited for my ramen racers to arrive. I just saw the pic of the tank next to the ramen racer car. Tank design looks nice. Just my opinion that it seems small versus a car. Any chance to increase the size? Let's address this. Although we want to actually talk about production updates. So Jeff, the thing is this: I was caught between two minds. It was a conundrum. Do I make something that is accurate and is huge, or do I compromise and make something that the fans can accept? So I decided to go the latter, because by making something that is to scale, it is really massive. And if I do not add the details onto that exact scaled model, then again, it would do it injustice, right? Here we are trying to make something that looks right in the right scale, yet we are missing out on key details. So to do all that, it would mean basically more expensive, right? And I'm not trying to do that. Um, Let somebody else tell me that they can do exactly this uh, in the scale, in the detail, and then it's going to be cheaper than what we're going to be offering. All right. So we did the thinking very, very hard. And then we thought, okay, how about we reduce the size a little bit, make it sort of fit. And then what backed me up was actually the concept of the Boeing 747. Now, when I first saw the Boeing 747, I knew that it was a big jumbo jet. And then when I saw a shortened version, I was like, wait a minute, is this something wrong? Right? Something's wrong here. This is not right. This doesn't exist. But actually it does, right? There's actually short versions of the Boeing 747. Okay. So with that in mind, I thought to myself that yes, we can actually do a armored vehicle that is smaller by one idle wheel, not idle wheel, one wheel, one sprocket wheel, okay, and wrong, not sprocket wheel, because we got a sprocket wheel, we got an idle wheel, and then we got the wheels. So we basically reduce the dimensions of the armored vehicle by one wheel, thus making it shorter, and then uh that's pretty much the only difference. So any chance to increase the size, I am not inclined to do that, at least not yet. Maybe in the future. So again, if this thing is not what you or anybody expect it to be, then you can refrain from putting in the hard-earned money for it now, and then maybe we can do something in the future, which I can't promise. I'm not sure if I'll do it, right? But the fact that if we did an actual skilled armored vehicle, and also because and also because we want to incorporate four versions to the body. Okay, so the size of the hull has to be a compromise or a median fit that allows us to comprise the other three options. So a main battle tank is obviously huge. The hull of a main battle tank is huge, but once you put the other options onto that main battle tank hull, then those components look a bit off. Now, having said that, now the turret that goes onto this smaller body looks a bit off. But now I back myself up with that smaller 747. Okay, so if you are following what I'm trying to explain, then what we're saying is that we did a compromise with consideration for display space, for consideration for shipping volume, production cost, and everything. We want to keep it really economical. Okay, so once we calculate the price, then you will maybe see the justification of why we're doing it. So again, apologies. I really want to do accurate stuff. I want to do it, but we have to really consider about all the comments about, even for example, the ramen racer. They said if I don't need the bells and whistles, can I get it under $100? See, that's why we came up with the bread car, right? So we heard about the requests, right? What the fans want, and then we implemented to try to hit the price point. So that's the same thing that's into our thought process for this math line. So Jeff, again, I'm sorry if I can't increase the size at the moment. Um, uh, again, but then again, it's a prototype. So if we get backlash that, oh, not buying it, it's wrong, then we will have to be forced to resize it bigger and back to the drawing board. And that's the way it goes. Okay. All right. So hopefully I answered the question. And then just by doing that, I can see the chat just scrolling by, and I'm just missing out. So I'm just gonna um have to I got where do I start, man? Okay, I start from here. Okay, sorry. Okay. So if I not if I just jump to the 80s commanders now. So I was choking on my phlegm. Okay, let's mute the mic first. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay. So if I can just jump to 80s commanders. So we have been uh, shipping the 80s commanders. Again, we have moved to a new freight forwarder, and it takes time for the freight forwarder to come back to us with different rates for different places, in order for us to send the email of the shipping costs for each territory. But again, bear with us as we are now transitioning out of this method. So going forward, everything would have shipping included, which means that our process would have to be more thought out. Every product that we do, we have to actually go into estimating and extrapolating as accurately as possible the size of what the packaging is going to be and the shipping carton, and then we will get those dimensions and weights to the shipping company, get back a list of tables for the countries that we normally ship to, and then input those amounts into the system in the e-commerce. And then once you make a pre-order, the shipping will appear immediately, and then case closed. So I think the 80s commanders is the last batch, as well as maybe the great white. the rest of it, I think we have shipping already included into the purchase, like the Marshall, like the Aces. But of course, if I'm wrong, please correct me. So yeah, so once we transition out of that, shipping will not be a problem. The problem now that you're experiencing, Oscar, is that our guys are still maybe needing to get back to you after they get the information from the freight forwarder, so that you can get your shipping um, paid. Or if you are talking about whether it's being shipped to you, it's all in the process. Okay, so please bear with us on that aspect. Ali, wasn't the glossy set fine? The glossy set was better than the matte, but it's not fine. There's still a minor gap, which I demonstrated. So again, my surmise is that the actual Batmobiles from McFarlane, the matte and the gloss are not exactly the same as well. Hence, our same canopy has different effects on the different vehicle. So this tooling revision will eliminate the gap, and then we'll all be happy. Uh, okay, let's just scroll the chat and answer questions along the way. The flame head you're talking about is good for all the first 1,000 customers, as well as the last 150 customers, and we have actually not made the goal to create the figure, but the figure is being done anyways. We showed off the prototype of the lighting of the head, and once that was satisfactory, we're now proceeding to segment all the joints for the arms, limbs, etc. So it's going to take us some time, but again, I will always update everybody on the progress. um for how do I pronounce that? Quintin. The AE behind throws me off. Mr. Hall. uh no, the Marshall was never noted in March. The Marshall and the Aces and Great White is always noted as Q2 in 2024, which starts from April. So again, the Marshall, Aces, and the Great White, as explained in my previous stream, and I'll say it again, no problem, is that we're in the final stages of tooling revisions. Before the Chinese New Year in January, we were at tooling revisions, test shots, which I've shared again with the community. And even I brought a final test shot of the Great White to Nuremberg and handed it off to Dennis and team from the Collectors Bay in Germany, and they actually did a video showcasing the prototype, wrong, not prototype, the final test shot of the Great White. And pardon me, not the final test shot, the last test shot. So after that, there was still some revision, which we're doing right now, which I just mentioned. All three properties are in its final stages of tooling revision. And once that's done, which is in the next few days, we will proceed to do up the final colors, because all the while you've only seen colors of Aces and Marshall on the prototype shown at PowerCon and shown on all our marketing materials. Those are painted prototypes. Now we'll actually paint the actual production sample. So all these are expected to be available right around end of March, early April, and then we can start production, hence the Q2 delivery. Because once we start production, it's about 45 days. So it's anywhere, deliveries wrong. It's anywhere commencing of production finish around middle to end wrong. So I'm just a little bit sick. So let me start it again. So the production finish of the Aces, Great White, and Marshall is like 45 days. So it's anywhere from early May to mid June, and that falls in the second quarter. So hope that explains. Which I was trying to update you guys anyway on the production. All right, sorry about that. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit, Pasano. Eric, Ace, what you are doing for the Batmobile is phenomenal. Okay, thank you. It's okay. Just out of curiosity, has there been any questions from people asking about the availability to post the wheels? Unfortunately, we can't do that. It's too much of a engineering. In fact, we cannot do it because the way the McFarlane is done is just a straight axle with the wheels, and there's no way to adjust the wheels because of the set perimeters of their body. So unfortunately, I can't unless a whole new body is done. So sorry, Eric, can't do that. So your Daniel case says the shelf limits are real. That's correct. Yeah. So so back to the math. It is definitely also unsettling to us at times. There's that feeling of trying to do things correct, and yet if we do it correct all the time, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, right? It's gonna be a little bit difficult. So we have to actually compromise, and that's when we um, find the most challenging. If there's any interview that talks about what's challenging about doing toys, is about finding uh, the right mix of size and accuracy and detail. Pablo, um, I prefer the tank to be at least as big as the Ramen Racer, which is which yeah, I know what you mean, right? Length to lengthwise, but what we have settled on right now is that if it's gonna be length to lengthwise as big, then it means I got to put back the wheel that I took out, and it's gonna be basically back to square one. That means we're gonna start from scratch. Everything is gonna be scrapped. So I think I will not have. I can't uh, fulfill this wish at the moment. We can only push forward to see what the general reaction is for this particular setup that we've done. Again, if it's always the 80-20 rule, right? You can't please everybody, and you're gonna piss off 20%, but you need to satisfy 80%. So we're gonna put it out there. We're gonna carry on this path. Um, do up the painted prototypes for Joe Fest and see the reaction, right? We'll probably even put up the pre-orders and see if people are okay, or if the general consensus is no, this is wrong. Then if it's the case, then I made the wrong decision, then it's on me, and then we have to bite the bullet and go back to redo everything from scratch, and that's just the way it is. All right. 185 people in the chat. Thank you so much, man. Again, I'm so sorry that if at points I'm mumbling. It could be the effects of the medicine. I'm not sure. Just feeling a bit groggy. Richard Camacho, when are the Batmobile sets going out? I think I just mentioned that a while ago, Richard. So if you go check the you just scroll it back a little bit, you can hear me talk about it. So basically, it's going out end of March. Suka, I think the tank looks fine, but I also think that if you can make an alternate interior piece to order separately, that will allow 118 figures to fit in. Yeah, I saw your comment, Suka, but I am not sure what Skeletron did. So if you can send me messages or email me what Skeletron did, then I can have a better idea. Um, I think, I think if anybody wants to get it for 118, they probably could, if they can live with the fact that the wheel on the vehicle would probably look a little bit too big for a 118 figure. But yeah, I mean, once we do the prototype, we can just put some 118 figures next to it, and you guys can see the scale, which I think it could be a not really a blessing in disguise, but maybe like a, I don't know, killing two birds with one stone unintentionally, right? I don't mean to do it, but maybe this size, this weird size, would actually allow for 118 collectors to also get it. I'm not sure. We'll see, right? We'll see. Um, yes, and it's been said, and you have heard it. Thank you. And Brez C. Junkyong Crafts and Builds. Cool info. That's good. Thank you. Charlie Uptown. Masterverse hits Masterverse hit Scout release. We have something planned. I will just have to say keep on our channel. Something is planned. Stygian 360. Rather than a tank ace, how about a modular classified style display play sets? One at a time, my friend. One at a time. Okay, one at a time. Yeah, it's Joe Sparks. It's a 182 actually. 182 in the YouTube chat. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Let's get those numbers up. Let's get those numbers up. The only way to get the prices down is to get those numbers up. Yeah, we again, one thing at a time, but there's definitely plans for fulfilling that request. Robert Evans received the Gowing a few weeks ago and loving it. Thank you so much for creating the Makina series. My sons have my original mass toys, and now we get to collect the Makina line. That's great, Robert. Thank you so much. We've also seen your comments, and we appreciate that. And that just spurs us on to do more. And we want to also incorporate some new things than to just rehash the old. And again, we are going to be going to Vegas in May. Hopefully, like I said, I'm hopeful that we can have an audience with Hasbro, and hopefully, things can turn out for the better. Daniel Key, watching with my 1-year-old as I rock him to sleep. Great, great. Thank you. Just got the Galwing coming for the Great White. So yeah, the Great White, as I mentioned, is in its final tooling stage. The next thing we're gonna do is actually the coloration. So maybe I could just present a simple behind the scenes show and tell of what you might call it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we have yeah. So what this is that this is the coloring, the colorway for the factory to make the coloration of the vehicle. So up to now, we've not actually seen the complete colors of the Great White. So this is what the first time we're showing off for people who are asking, will the wheels be silver and all these things? So this is what it's going to be. Again, courtesy of Gary G, who has helped us to come up with this colorway. So don't mind the blue that you're seeing. It won't be blue. It's going to be clear, right? It's just demarcating blue. Otherwise, on a white background, if it's white, it's not so clear. No pun intended, right? And then you can see the bottom. Okay, so these are all the coloration. And yeah, we're going to be doing this thing, and then going to be showing you guys as soon as I get it. All right. um yeah, so the reason why we have not actually sold pre-sold anything is because we want to deliver the Ramen Racer, which again, it's something that we are going to be starting to send out by the end of this month as well. Again, I will provide updates as usual as and when we have everything done. So there was some final QC issues that we discovered upon sending the tree samples to the amazing, to display model behavior, and to Jay from Gig That Life. That one actually hand brought it to him in Germany. But based on those two, oh, and one more into Singapore, right? So yeah, we've discovered some minor aspects that if we don't fix now, then when you get it, you'll probably like have some irritation of like, oh, why is it like that? So again, we discovered that, so we pulled back the shipping, because again, like I said, we were actually good to go to send out the first batch on its way before the Chinese New Year. But because on the final drop test, we found out there's some issues. So we have gone ahead to say, hey, let's not ship this, you know, bring it back, redo it properly, and then let's do it properly and then ship it out with that 1 month, another 1 month of delay. So as much as the critics will say, it's delays, it's no ramen racer yet. That's why we got to show it to the YouTubers, right? Those were all sent without any instructions of what to say. Do it at your own will. And apparently, I was quite surprised that they did not actually pick out the issues that I discovered. So good and bad, good in a sense that it's not, it's something that was easily discovered. It's not something that most people can actually catch. The bad thing is that it's not caught by them. So, it doesn't mean that if it's not caught, we just ignore it. Anyway, so the ramen racer will be shipping end of this month. I will be providing updates on the Facebook, on the socials as usual. You will see it being made, see it being shipped. And once we have actual customers receiving their ramen racers, only then will we start to pre-sell the braid car. So please hold on a bit more. Okay, the braid car is waiting for you as well, but he needs to wait in line until it clears. It's sort of like, yeah, it's like waiting in line, right? You have to wait in line before the gates open. So apologies for that, but that's the way it is. Uh, all right, so I am gonna. We are like 40 minutes in. Let me finish up all the updates. So I talked about the CAC set. I talked about the shipping of Q2 items. I talked about the ramen racer that's shipping out this month, and of course the mask is also going to be on its pre-order. I would say realistically in April, right? In April, because why? Because we tooled the mask, we tooled the base. So once we tooled the base, every other wall now cannot fit into my original prototype. Okay, because the prototype is a certain size. The tooled version is a this. Even though we want to match the same size, there is going to be some differences. So with that differences, I cannot present a proper presentation like I did with the prototype, because those parts won't fit. So I have to wait for the finalized adjustments to all the other parts, re prototype them, and then color them, and then put it together like we did with the ramen racer. Right? Initially, it was just a concept, and then it was a prototype, and then we painted it, and then we put the electronics, and then I was able to show it. That is when we can start pre-orders. So I'm estimating now is already the first week of March. There's just 3 weeks left. With the things that we're working on now, this coloration of the mask has got to take its turn, and I estimate it to be, if I can make it end of March, but most likely April, and April endeavor. So I think in April we're confident to pre-sell the mask, and actually it's quite fitting because April would be the anniversary of the Ramen Racers pre-sale, right? So it would be like a nice 1 year when we did our first big campaign, and then this year in April, we are starting our big campaign for the mask set, which is by no means a small feat because everything is so huge, right? As much as I try to make things not as huge, but apparently I can't avoid that. The bridge lay itself is 3 feet long when extended fully. I've actually shared images of that on the Ramen Toy official fan page. If you guys are not a member, you can just go and join it on Facebook. But yeah, I'll probably share those pictures on the regular Facebook as and when I'm ready. But those were just a sneak peek for the fans on that page. So yeah, that's the news on the sewer project. Okay. The Ramen Racer update. Did you miss it, Gary? Yes, a little bit. So you'll go back. Yes. Yeah. So I've updated on the mask and that. So the rest. So for production wise, we're pretty much all caught up, right? Unless I'm mistaken, please let me know. So production wise, I've already mentioned again. Recap. CAC is going out end of this month. Q2 projects in order. It's all running according to plan. Great White Marshall and ASO Aviation is going to on to plan, and then we have the Ramen Racer shipping end of this month, which I will give updates after this. As the 2-3 weeks go by, as we finish up the production and start packing them up, I will update you guys on that. And pre-orders for braid car and mask will commence. You know, mask first, probably in April, and then braid car once people receive Ramen Races will be good to go with the braid car. So probably end of April, May. Yeah, don't want to text you guys too much on too many pre-orders. So braid car may have to be a May sort of thing, but fear not because. But I don't know promise anything, but I'm confident that the braid car is going to come out much faster than the Ramen Racer. Okay, so that's the deal. The Titan listening to his customers cares about his customers, cares about the quality of product. Okay, too much accolades. It's just basic stuff. Basic stuff, guys. Basic stuff. Hey, Frankie Rivera, you were here at the top of the hour. Leave me a comment, and then look at that Flipboard um, avatar, which brings me to, I mean, sort of a shameless plug, right? If I can find the page. Pardon me, guys. I got to find the page. Oh, there we go. Which brings me to talk about this, right? Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. So, this is the Mad Hatter's Flipper campaign, and there's only 27 days left to go. You should be you should be throwing your name in the hat to support the project. I'll be producing it for the Mad Hatter. It's a very fun figure. There's lots of interesting aspects to it. All the parts are interchangeable with origins, such as the hands, the waist, the boot cut, the head. So the guy has gotten the campaign up to 78,984, which is just shy of 79,000, which is just shy of 80,000. So yeah, let's back this and let it reach its 100,000 goal so that I can get to work to make the figure, right? You got a variety of options to back it. You can back a single bot figure, you can back the flipper figure by itself, you can back the bundle that comes with one flipper and two bots. You can go and get additional uh, recolors of the stealth variant, recolor of the gold. So this gold is gonna be a combination of injected gold plastic and gold paint. It will not be chrome plated because for obvious reasons that is not gonna last, right? Just giving it outright. We can chrome plate it, but it's not gonna last. So um, not advisable, especially on the PVC parts, where if you bend it hard enough, it's going to flake off. So I think trying to impress people to chrome plate it is just asking for suicide, right? So just do it the conventional way of as much as possible injecting it in the gold plastic and then painting the relevant parts with a nice shiny gold paint. And then obviously once the campaign hits 90,000, which I hope is soon, then we were going to be getting the what you call it, the glow in the dark, right? So the whole figure is going to be injected in glow in the dark plastic, and yeah, it's going to be fun, right? You can sort of light him up by placing him at a light source to sort of absorb the energy first, and then once you turn off the lights, you'll be able to see him glow in all his greatness. So yeah, right. We got the, and then I think all these are already unlocked, right? You got a bit of a wired cape, soft goods. Okay, you got a cape there. You got a added staff that comes with gold paint and some weathering effects on the circular section. And yeah, you got a little clock there. You got a flipping action. So the way it flips is you sort of pull back the left arm and it just springs up like like some of the old Mattel toys, right? So keeping a bit of the nostalgia there. So flipping action there. So yeah, guys, head over to, I'm gonna drop the link in the comments so you guys can go ahead to uh support it, right? If you can, if you like it, you can support it. Otherwise it's all cool, right? It's all cool. Okay, moving along to answer the chat, because I think I've done my agenda of providing the updates on the production. Again, it's not meant to be a long stream because I have also to get to the factory. It's currently like 10:50 a.m. in the morning. I normally get to the factory at about 9:30. So I stayed on because I checked the time. I checked the time for Pacific time and Eastern time. So at normally at 10 a.m., it's like 10 p.m. in the West, but I'm not sure what happened. It's like only 6 p.m. on PST and 9 p.m. on, so I don't know. So I picked the time that you guys probably got back from work and then can join the stream. All right. So I'm gonna quickly go through the rest of these comments and maybe wrap it up if there's no other questions. Because again, this is a production update, not about like new reviews and stuff like that. So, but we can touch a little bit on that as well since we're live. Um, this comment says that vehicles feel like something being well handled by Hasbro, but dials are not. Okay, noted. Clemens, good evening to you. You should reach Matthew Teal. You should reach out to Show Z store guys. Um, I think my team is on top of that. I think there was an attempt to reach out to them, but I'm not sure if they actually responded to us. So we'll see. I will again make that reminder memo. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks so much. Ron Austin, looking forward to my ramen races. Regretting not buying two of each at the early bird. It's fine. It's fine. There's always gonna be another chance maybe on the ramen razor, okay, which we are gearing up for the next launch, right? So once I'm dying to ship this razors out to you guys so that you guys can actually see for yourself our first vehicle or big vehicle, and then be more or less rest assured, and then you can move on to the razor. And what's good about the razor is that you can buy either the add-on packs or you can buy the entire razor by itself. So the only shortfall for buying the add-on packs is that you won't get the way we color the whole body with that the coloration of that rusty look. So that's the only shortfall. But other than that, you don't need to buy the whole car again. You can actually what you call it, uh, get get the packs and then gear up your ramen racer to be a ramen razor. Okay, and we are also considering, if the general consensus is okay, the ramen razor might come without the bells and whistles of the sounds and lights, and then maybe we can reduce the costs. It's in discussion, so maybe you guys can also input on that as well. All about the villains. Are you saying that all products moving forward will be shipping? Yes, that's what I'm saying. You are hearing because I'm saying it. A quote from Two Guns. James Howlett, can you make the manhole in the tank larger? Yes, yes. These are all the reason why we make prototypes. So once the so initially it's all sculpted by the artist, right? And the artist would sculpt the whole the commander hatch the way he sees fit. And once we actually get it out in the prototype, we see that it needs to be a bit bigger. We will adjust it to be a bit bigger. So that's exactly what we're doing, right? So I'm sure you good eye, right, that you actually caught that. But indeed, we are gonna make that adjustment. Hey, articulate ninja is here. Great updates, Ace. Thanks for keeping everybody in the loop. Yes, sir. And I'm looking forward to how you're gonna vamp up your existing ramen racer with all the great stuff that you will do with customization. Do it fast. Put up a video so that you can inspire more people to do the same thing for their upcoming races. Thanks, man. Stanley, GI Joe theme braid car suggestion. Okay, we'll take that into consideration. Thank you so much. Christopher, hey brother, just got 80s Commanders. Love it, really nice job with the figure. Just wish it was a little cheaper. Yes, I've been also hoping for that. But like I said, let's keep the faith. Um, yes, you've been doing YouTube since 2013. Anyway, you can become an affiliate. Yes, I will. I think you may have written into us. Again, like I said, I was sick and I was not able to look at all the emails and respond. But I'll get to that, Christopher. Thank you so much. Nick Brandel also mentions that he received the Pache. It's awesome. And yeah, please do open him up if you can and then enjoy him. It's actually quite a nice figure. I think it's in my opinion much better than the first few that we've done because of the head sculpt. It's kind of cool. Um, yes, Joe E is 181 still around that mark, which is good. So yes, Nick, I've mentioned that just momentarily about the mask, on track for pre-order, likely in April. George Lindstrom, I've been an early supporter, ordered one of each racer and just missed getting the flame hit. Uh, okay. Um, the reason for giving it to the last to order is because they are ordering at a higher price. Okay, let's remember that. So the folks who got it at the early bird price is much different from the last batch. So we'll see how. All right, the rules are rules, but we do our best to make sure that the rules are fair. Hope you can understand that, George. And we'll do our best to make everybody as happy as possible. Ermax 3D, hi sir. Patrick, hey, what's up? What's up, sir? So Patrick and I will be going to Joe Fest, and thanks to Patrick from Riot Press, who is actually having his new figure coming up. So go check out Riot Press as well. Lots of things happening, exciting stuff from Riot Press. So I hear from the background. So wait for Patrick to announce it. Okay. White beard, Michael. Good to see you as well, sir. Corn Husker. The holidays were actually not so great because I had to drive like 20 hours. So it's back and forth like almost 50 hours because on the way back we actually did like 6 hour sections. So what I did was I actually drove up from like way down south in Shenzhen near Hong Kong all the way up to Sichuan. Sichuan is where you get all the spicy peppercorn and the panda bears. So that is about a 20-hour direct drive, but you don't obviously drive 20 hours direct. The first leg, the first segment, going up segment was split into two legs, a 7 hour to north, and then a subsequent 12 hour. Coming back down is split into like three like 7 hours, I think. I forgot. So yeah, it was kind of hectic. So I doubt I'll be doing that again. Steve, how is Brave Star doing? Brave Star? Um the Marshal is doing just fine, as I mentioned. And we're so happy to have a Ken Motu projects to do the box art, the illustration. If you have seen me post the updates, so yeah, we're excited to bring this. And of course, speaking of that, 30 is also well on its way to a color sample. Again, I have to apologize when I mentioned that 30 was going to be a December uh, pre-order, but the mask got into the way and some other stuff. So he was held off. And again, I'm the team myself is handling each project by ourselves. We don't have anybody else tasked to do it. So if we are not attending to it, then it gets sort of pushed back or placed on the back burner until we can get back to it again. So having said that, we are now getting back to it. I am gonna color it up just like we did with the Marshall, right? Color it up and and yeah, try to get it out as soon as possible for pre-order. As bets received the Katie's commanders as well, wealth the weight. Yeah, you see the thing is that the way it is done, this packaging concept, you can't slide something over it. It's, I don't know, it's yeah, so that was our problem, unless we did a much more work to it. So um yeah, so sorry about that, man. We could have thought about more, but at times it's a little bit too much for one to handle. But we will try to improve, definitely. Well, it's not about a contest, Daniel. It's never a contest and never will be a contest. um it's good that another entity is also making something that everybody wants. So it's all good. It's win for the collectors. Edison, nice to have you here again. Nice avatar. You guys, you like hiking, huh? I was also hiking back in my younger days, but I think the legs are gone for the hiking. I was doing like 50 kilometers mountain races. Although I'm not the fast one, I'm always the last one. But yeah, I've had my share of those hiking trail runs. Just want to know when the antagonist doctor is going to start for pre-order and when Phantom Foil is going to be shipped. So Phantom Foil was mentioned to be something in June, and we will endeavor to meet that target date. I will obviously give updates to that as and when I have. The last time I did that was to share the test shots of the Phantom Foil. Um, but ever since that, we've been, like I said, busy with all these projects to retool, and we have well, we don't have one tool maker for every single project. We have just like two tool makers. So he has to decide, dude, you want me to do which one first, right? So priority goes to the ones that has the most orders. So Phantom Fall is not forgotten. It's just that he will be done when we allocate the time for him to be done. And any more plans for the commanders, figures, or weapon systems? Um, we will endeavor to do it, like I said. But now there's so much demand for the other stuff, right? Like Machina and all these things. Uh, so unless we get more bandwidth with sculpting, this is gonna just have to take its queue number in line. But we do endeavor to do more, right? To do more. In fact, I sometimes you have to rely on the expertise of others and not do everything yourself. So I have some plans of trying to bring in a a I would say a prodigy, right? This guy does great custom stuff, and I'm trying to make him known, right? Although he's like, oh, I'm just doing this for myself, I don't want to do, big, but you got to recognize talent, right? So I'm still in talks, I'm still in negotiations, and we'll see how it goes. But for the antagonist doctor pre-orders, I'll have to think of it with a clear head, but we already have it planned somewhere um, to be pre-ordered. We initially planned to have a pre-order every other month, but as long as we're delivering every other month, we have currently held that back because we got to get our deliveries on track, and then it will just flow accordingly. So again, it's a transition period, just like how we transitioned from uh, the shipping now included into the e-commerce. We will have to transit slowly but surely to a regular delivery, monthly or bi-monthly, and then we can start taking orders monthly and bi-monthly as well, right? So everything is being planned. So please bear with us. How are you guys seeing one? Oh, 175 includes the people in Facebook, I think. All right, great. Giga Joker, the cat set is being shipped end of the month. So please scroll back to the video to check out what I'm explaining. Machina news would be the uh, announcement of the Purple Ray, which we are currently working on, and as well as the Overbite that we have conceptualized and will work on really soon. Currently, really busy with the MAF, military armored vehicles, which we are trying to get ready for Joe Fest. So everything will flow. Everything will flow. So Ian, I've mentioned this at the top of the hour, I think, that we have something planned for maybe, I think, maybe in Joe Fest we'll reveal it. Okay. If you look at die-cast cars, they often change the scale a bit in favor of the decoration. Okay. Ron talks about the concept of the math. He likes it. Does feel small. Do you have it next to the bad guy black tank? No, I don't have the bad guy black tank, but I will make a black tank. Wait for it at Joe Fest, right? Yes, only one room for one figure in the main turret because that's is the design that we have opted to go. Yes, normally there's going to be a commander and a gunner, but in today's modern times, sometimes uh, a a role is replaced by automation. So if you look at what we've done, well, probably I'll explain it when we actually have the actual ready prototype. So this one is update is that I just mentioned it's only a concept, and we are working on getting it uh, materialized. Titanium Titans. Patrick, are you in the chat? You can maybe chime in on the Titanium Titans. So Patrick is working on the Titanium Titans with us, and we have already devised the concepts of the first, I think, two figures, and it just needs time, right? Every new IP needs time to develop and brew. Is there a price point? Well, initially the idea was that we were going to offer it at the lowest price possible with the minimum quantities needed. But that may have to change, but we'll see, right? We'll have to see. If anything, I want to start to bring down the price of our figures from the 99.95 price down. So as you can see with the Ace of Aviation, it's no longer 99.95, it's 69. Okay. And as and when we move, we will start to bring prices down as best as we can, because as best as we want to do it, um, there is this realistic uh what's the word, constant that the factory charges you based on your quantities and the complicatedness of your figure, right? So for example, 30 is really complicated. The Marshall has lots of parts. um, so with that all wrapped in, there is a set price. It's a matter of us making making less, right? Making less. So making less would just mean less for development. I mean, look at how we have came from one project on the onset with 80s Commanders in 2021 to two products in 2022 with the Silverhawks and Monstar, to 2023, with Marshall, Aces, Gullwing, Great White, Ramen Racer, and then now to 2024 with the Mask, we have Math, we have Braid Car, we have, so all these comes from you guys, right? The support and the revenue goes right back into making this project bigger, and that's what it all is all about. So the moment we bring the price down, we can sell more to maintain the same level of in revenue to keep this momentum. It's just physics, right? If you have less, then you can only do less. Okay, so hopefully that explains things in a uncomplicated manner. Uh, oh, Danny, sorry to miss your. You just won your racer already. Yes, sir. You will be getting it soon, man. Just bear with us a little bit more. Uh, Book Nice was an early detractor of the racer. He didn't think it was worth it. No, 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 no shade to be thrown. Everybody, again, it's unproven, right? Who knows how it will turn out? That's why we are committed to make sure that it is of a reasonable standard that everybody can attest to. Yes, the bread van is still a project, as I mentioned. We want to only start selling it once we show people that we can ship things like the races. Um, Probably, I would say the last chance to get it is with the gift set that we are coming up with later this year. Um, gonna be some revisions to the actual car itself. Again, we always make it changes, and then we're gonna include the bot and the boy as the gift set, and then you can also get the boy and the bot separately if you don't want to get the gullwing. Okay. Overbite is definitely not something for this year. I don't foresee. Uh, but we'll probably show something this year of the actual physical thing. Likewise, Big Dub, looking forward to seeing you at Joe Fest. Thank you so much. Justin Mohan, any updates on when you own IP stuff will what? NE revealed. Okay, I don't get what you mean there. Sorry about that. Hey, TM Reviews, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for answering our question and being so transparent with fans. Thank you always. No need to keep mentioning transparency because if something is a default, there's no need to keep mentioning it, right? It's part of the job. It's part of the job. My ears are stuck. Um, okay. Let's see. What can we do here? Can I do this? Can I do this? Should I do this? Wait. Wait a minute. Um, there we go. And that's it. All right. And that's it. Okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Currently, the what you call it, purple ray is same size as gullwing and great white. So I think I mentioned now that you mentioned that, let's just touch on it a little bit. We got 1 hour. Let's do another 15 minutes, and we got to wind this down. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. 15 more minutes, and then we will call it a day for today. And let me get better, and then let me get back to you guys in an April stream. And hopefully, in the April stream, we can do much more reveals with actual like color production pieces of the stuff I've talked about and more updates. All right. So 50 more minutes. See, we're talking about that. The whole idea with Machina is I've mentioned before that the idea is not to redo every single thing, but having the loving support that you guys wanted. The consideration is there to do it. But I said that if Machina is going to progress, we got to bring it upscale. And instead of going all the way 112, let's do 118 first to see how it matches up. Because remember, the the bigger it gets, all these gimmicks will not be as fun. It's not a push of a button that something springs open. When it's that big, you don't just push a button, right, and it springs open, because again, it's physics. You're gonna need bigger springs. You're gonna need more powerful mechanisms to launch something bigger. So uh, let's see how the 118 develops. At 118, it can be die cast, it can look more real world accurate, and yeah, that's what we're aiming for, right? Something that looks, you can only see so much on the original size, and then now we take it up a notch, you can see more, and then whether or not it can go up all the way 112 is a next step, right? The next evolution. And then coming back, right? Just like how Transformers and all these things, they have the Legend scale, the Voyager scale, the Masterpiece. We can always revisit to make the small one. But like I said, how much more different can I make this in the same size? Yes, I can do up a little bit of aesthetics, but it's not gonna really change as much on the small guy. You know what I'm saying? Will the changes justify getting it? These are all the considerations that we have. Will it be too much of a rip-off or a bootleg? You know what I'm saying? So only if it can be done better that it should be done. So now you guys are having me to crack my head on how to make something like this, better in the same size. So I will need time to do that. So please, to address that uproar that people were like, why change skill and all this. No, we did not say to change. We're introducing a skill, and uh, as much as we can, as I just explained, do the same thing better, then only can we do it. Hopefully, I've explained myself, and hopefully, you are agreeable with my train of thought. And we endeavor to please everybody. Definitely, it just means another SKU to sell. Why not, right? But I got to make sure I do it right. That's the main thing. Okay, so last 10 minutes, I think I just have to quickly go through the comments. Um, I might have to skip a few here, so very sorry, guys. Say hello to Inutabi. Thank you, sir. Mentioned this before as well. Q2. Zilius, I've mentioned this on the mask. I don't think you need to do that. Playmobiles are always a funny shape. Chris Cooper, thank you so much. Um, mm, I have to look into that. What car did Brian drive in F&F? Oh wow, that's super obscure. That's deep cut. Probably not. Yes, Collector Express, thank you so much for the support. We don't want to delay. We're gonna endeavor to do it on time as well. This was definitely postponed because of other endeavors, but it's on my radar. It will be shipping after, I would say. After, meaning that again in line, right? We want to make sure that we don't confuse our logistics. We got to ship the people who ordered races by itself. Go. We will ship people who ordered races with all the packs. Go. Races in orange. Go, etc. So they are clear. Otherwise, there's every chance you're going to end up getting something that you didn't order, or you're going to end up getting more than you ordered, or you're going to end up getting less than you ordered. So we're trying to avoid all this human error, right? We're trying to avoid human error. Thanks, Gary, for joining. Yeah, I've got all your stuff. Great work, sir. Can't wait for you to get you on the great white packaging. Once we get the color sample out, which I'm gonna be doing really soon. All right. Some comments just validates that common courtesy and manners are lost. Oh, really? Did something happen there? Excited for the Razor and Racer. Thank you, sir. Matt Hatter. Go support the Matt Hatter's flipper. Uh, let's check if anything has actually progressed during the stream. Let's see. I said that it was shy of 79,000, and it's 79,000 now. 79,033. That's great. Okay. These nuts. When will we be getting the emails to pay for the shipping on the races? Yes, as soon as we are confirmed that we are going out on end of this month, the team will start preparing the emails. Okay. Um, I would expect, and I'll challenge myself that once the mask is pre-ordered, that it will be arriving to you before Christmas. That's the challenge that we're gonna be giving ourselves. Stephen Lawrence, thank you for crushing it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you so much. Cody, just logging. Yes, Marshall will be Q2. If you can go back, uh, maybe the hour mark or something. I spoke about that. 3 feet, yes, Ron. That's the bridge layer fully laid out. Mason, thank for head and ace. Thank you for the flipper. Excited you'll get funded. Yes, but until we reach the finishing line, it ain't over till it's over. All right, so let's get it over and done with ASAP so that we can all breathe easy. um let's say we try to keep that under the radar, like the Muff toys and the Dyson and all the funny names. See the Count Dracula there. It's called Count Vegetarian. It's by a brand called Childhood Toys, I think. Or yeah, so it's a great figure, by the way. I've wanted to do the Count Dracula, but these guys beat me to it. So kudos to them. It's great stuff. So yeah, maybe we can uh we can look at that angle, right? There's no cutoff date. We will What we do is that we've already planned the production numbers, and we're now selling out of the numbers. So there was the pre-orders number X, we plus a Y, and X plus Y is the production quantities for the factory. The Y is a number that's the inventory, and once we start selling off, and then the Y becomes zero, and then there's zero. Okay. Master Sun 42. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Didn't know I had merch. It's actually merch that was devised by Michael Canova, who's helping us with the marketing, the graphics, the videos. So he devised this merch whereby it's a platform that is on a demand only, right? Once you want it, you can get it. We don't have any merch that is made and ready in stock sitting in the warehouse except for the cap, which we'll be putting up on our website really soon. But yeah, thanks for supporting the merch. And ASO Aviation will be coming soon. So I need to take some time to maybe send out a sample to you, as I mentioned. Okay, so give me some time. Been really busy. Brandon, there's been discussion, but I think the decals need to come from somebody else, I think. Okay. Okay, great. So same thing I mentioned this shipping payments for the ramen racer will be sent by the team as soon as they get their information and start work on that. We've got how do I pronounce this? Should I even try Freuleben? Freuleben. Um, yeah, the Apache Commander looks good, right? It's actually not too shabby. CAC set 2.0 will be announced really soon. I would say once we ship out the CAC set first again. All right, don't want to be blowing too much of any trumpet. Already mentioned this that we're working on this. Uh, so please have some patience. Thanks for the congratulations, Ishti. Whoa, am I like really? Hey, Jonathan, thanks for joining the stream. All right, guys, so I'm kind of like out of breath now, so I'm gonna have to, and it's like I said, 3 more minutes to go. Let me just scroll down to see if there's any urgent questions that I need to answer. Um, Thank you for the kind comments, Emmanuel. Nice, happy avatar there. Yes, it's all about positivity, right? Don't ever let the words detract you. You know, I'm an emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeves, and I mean no harm, right? So when I said that if you're not happy with the Machina in 118, don't buy it. It's the same thing. I'm delivering the message when I said, if the tank that we're doing is not your cup of tea because it's too small, you don't have to get it, right? In a sense that I'm sorry I did not make a dish that you like, but I did my best with the dish, and 80 rule, thinks that the dish is decent, and that's why we are offering the dish. So it's not about like you know yeah, it's not a reprimand. It's like there's all these comments about like you guys are wrong, you guys are getting it wrong, right? So if you don't like it, don't have to buy it, is what I meant. So please, but of course I'll refrain from making all these passionate comments in future, right? So you live, you learn. All right, you live, you learn. So for this, again, like I said, we are keeping the cards close to our chest because we are going to Vegas in May. We are trying to seek an audience with a few licensor. Granted, we will not be getting everything, but if we have a chance, we have to maybe seize it, right? Seize the chance. So right now we can't do anything until we have that audience, right? If we do anything now, it just means that we are trying to not engage in any proper agreement. So it's always a if then else if logic sequence. We've done this to get uh affirmation, acknowledgement from the fans that this is good, not bad, right? Imagine if people saw this and said, oh, this is crap, this is garbage, then we will just, okay, we screwed up. But if people are saying this is good, then okay, let's do it the right way, because this is a dear property, right? It's a dear property. I don't think anybody has actually done a third party of this. So it's a dear property, and maybe they're open to hear us out, versus them seeing images of it from PowerCon and then from hearsay, from the haters, right? The hearsayers, and then uh, the, the the executive at Mattel got this information. Oh, what the hell is this? Hey, Bob, lawyer Bob, go send them a cease and desist, right? That sort of situation, right? So, yeah. So let's hold our horses, be more patient until we know for sure if the fat lady has sung, and then we can proceed with the next course of action. I've not actually gone to do that yet. Maybe our schedules are not yet in tune to allow us to brainstorm. But we leave it to fate and destiny. If our paths do, at points of intersection do meet, then there's always every chance. I'm open to collaborations, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. I think this goes to the same, Roland. What's up, brother, as well? Um, yes, it's the same thing I mentioned with the He-Man and Skeletor. So hang on to your hats. Ken, yes, have to get well soon, and yeah, I will be definitely providing you with more insights and high res and all these things of what we're doing, so they can report on them. No problem. And an affiliate and a supporter that's trying to spread the word positively is always good. That's good, man. Thanks. Vex and Toys. Yes, I mentioned this at the top of the stream. Princeton Fennec also mentioned that he recently received the Apache. One suggestion: the hand should be redesigned. Yeah, it's an old design, and we'll do our best to come up with a V2. All right, a V2. Okay, so hang on to your hats. That's in the plans, but as to when I can execute that, would be something I think not in this year for sure, but I'm committed to make the commanders even better, and maybe even to go on to my other thought, which I discussed with Patrick before, about a certain new IP. So again, keep our cards close to the chest first. Okay. All right. Yes, 50-kilometer run, but I don't run all the way. Although I ran marathons at 42 kilometers. But again, you're kind of like pacing yourself. You're jogging. You're not like full speed running. And for the trail runs, definitely I'm not doing running all the way. I'm just like jogging on flats, walking, crawling up slopes, and dashing down slopes. It's kind of fun. Thanks for the hard work, and thanks for you guys, the hard work of waiting patiently for us to do our things. We appreciate you definitely. Okay. All right. Wow, there's still many comments. uh I'm afraid I have to look at them on the Facebook, but of course, oh shit, there's a super chat. Eric, thanks for the $5. So far I got coming a Tiger Orange, ASO Aviation 3-pack, the keg set, and the flip ball. See? So you need to get all these things in your hands first before we come up with any more things that we ask you to help us to fulfill, right? So Eric is one of those people that I owe, right? I owe you all this stuff. So I jolly well get these stuff in your hands first before I do anything else, right? Thank you so much, Eric. So on that note, guys, I do really have to get going. I believe I'm already past my time to get to the factory. And I really apologize for not attending to each and every one of the comments. Maybe I will get some help next time to help highlight the comments that's that's important. But right now, it's a OMO, it's a one man operation on this live stream. I'm just basically scrolling down to see if I miss anything that's really important, like super chats, which probably you'll kill me for if I don't highlight it. But yeah, I mean, really appreciate 160 people who stayed on all the way to listen to me rant about fulfilling our promises, getting stuff to you, explaining things in the horizon. And yeah, guys, on that note, we've reached the end of the chat, and I thank you so much again for joining me. And I will definitely see you guys in Facebook, in the Instagram, in the comment section. In the meantime, take care as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye bye.